Welcome, welcome everyone to Women of Wisdom TV. Today we're with Alexa Bello via Skype because of technology difficulties on Google Plus. So this is my first time doing an interview via Skype, and I'm blessed enough to have Alexa from Miami, Florida, with me on call because I want to introduce you to this amazing television program that she's started. And so it it's an interesting concept because it's called Women on Wheels, but it doesn't have anything to do with uh, being a disabled person. It's for the able-bodied world. So I'm fascinated to find out more about Women on Wheels TV. So here we go. Welcome, Alexia.
Hi, thank you.
Hi.
Hi, everyone. I am Alexandra Bello, and I created the show in Spanish. And basically, the show tried to convey a message where a woman gets behind the wheel and she starts driving her own path, her own destiny. So, in Spanish, the name of the show was Mujeres al Volante, which is like we are taking control of where this vehicle is taking us. So um, we were trying to get some nice name that was very close to being behind the wheel and to drive our own destiny. And we came up with the idea of wow because of wow. So it was Women on Wheels, and it was basically a television show. We finished shooting the first season, and it should start coming online and on television in January. We're still shopping around, seeing where to put it on which network, and we start again the second season in, I think it's February. We start again, but that one's gonna be live. That was gonna be a little more live than this one. This one is more. We recorded the topics, and we expect to see it on Netflix and things like that, and people can go back to the website and watch it because it's just topic related, not updates or anything.
So I have a question for you. So you started this as a Spanish television show, and why? What brought you to the U.S. and what brought this wonderful project to the U.S.?
Well, my first job was in television. I am from Dominican Republic, and I always wanted to be a citizen here in the United States. I was a resident, so the situation got pretty tough for us residents. We had to either stay here or give up our residency. So I decided to move into United States when I was 22 to move for good, and the things that I had written were in Spanish, my television show ideas. So what I did was when I moved here, I started working, in promotions, anything that I could get to find a car and something and some money to start getting into school. So I went into video production school to the Art Institute of Fort Lauderdale, and I graduated last year. So as soon as I graduated, I started translating my first, because this is the first of many shows that I'm going to be producing. So I started writing the whole concept for a whole season, with the guests, with the history, with the topics, with the questions, and all the modalities. And then we started shooting. I was gonna make television in the art, but now that I live here, this is my home, Florida. I have to make it happen over here. So it was very hard for me to write in English when I was 20 years old, 18. I spoke English, but writing in English was tough. But now it's very simple. I basically do that for a living. I write scripts, and I carry myself around just speaking English to everybody.
Oh, well, I how has the culture differences influenced women on wealth?
Yes. You're talking about the culture difference
I'm
between the girls,
Yes,
or
I'm talking about the culture difference between um, originally writing women on wheels in Spanish in the Mexican culture, and then lifting women on wheels to Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
well, yeah, in Dominican culture, it was more like behind the wheel. I guess it was a funny name, and in the American culture, we just had to translate it to English, and we still taking control of the vehicle that is that is taking us from point A to point B in our lives, either in a professional way or in relationships with our friends or in our work environment or even relationship with our love partners. So but we try to be funny about it.
And
Very light humor.
what's the what's the culture differences between the guests you have on women on wheels?
We have different cultures as guests. We have had people from Jamaica. We have had people from California. We have had people from Haiti. We have had people from Italy that are based here. We have one of the girls is Greek. The other girl is Dominican as well as me, and then one of the other girls that contributes a lot with us and is going to be the relationship advisor in the second season is from Haiti. And we also have American people that have joined. So we have a lot of culture because we are in Florida. I have a mindset type of Florida or New York where everybody is together. And I guess because I come from an island where we have German people coming, we have Venezuelans, we have all kinds of people. Right now, we are also going to have people from Venezuela helping out. And the culture is different, but the premise is the same. It's all about women and how we feel and how we consider that things should be, and what are our different experiences. What did we learn, and what can we teach to other people from them?
That's amazing. The concept is absolutely amazing. And now, what's your biggest dream with Women on Wheels? Is it to become a Netflix show, or is it to become an NBC show, kind of like Saturday Night Live, or is it just to become a YouTube show, or is it just to be, what is your biggest dream in starting this empire and starting your own production of Women on Wheels?
Well, when we started the show concept, it was just a show, and we were gonna pitch it to a Latin television network for a third generation who is Latin people that speak Spanish, that speak English. I'm sorry, but basically, I realized that it was more than a television show. It was kind of a network. So that's why we started a radio show on Spreaker, and we basically are going to have a radio show. We have a blog, we have the television show we're shooting, and we're going to have a daily television capsules, not television capsules because they're going to be online, but with the same concept. So
Daily television updates on what's going on behind the scenes.
things like that, it can be things like that, it can be interviews, it's gonna we I have it already written down how it's gonna go down every basically every week. of the timeline, because we're gonna be on a weekly timeline. So we are now a network, and we created our own website, Women on Wheels Live.tv, and basically on that network we are going to be publishing a weekly show every Sunday night. We're going to have a radio show every Monday. And then we're going to have a YouTube hangout kind of thing. This is going to be like a 5-minute thing just to say hi and maybe connect with other people and the fans as well. That I'm either thinking on Wednesdays or Saturdays. It just depends. But we I don't I don't want it to be I think I want it to be on all of the above that you said. I
Okay.
want it to be participating on YouTube with the appropriate content that is not expensive to make and can still be on YouTube, because I don't want anybody from the project to be working, and not getting paid fairly. And I would like it to be on NBC. However, I don't think it's an NBC content. It's more of a, I would say, Bravo, or I would say VH1, that has like a lot of reality shows about women. I even would say Lifetime. And for example, I do want it on Netflix. I want it Redbox, anywhere, because again, there's one part of the show, not the radio content, not the YouTube weekly content, but the topics one, that can be a rerun. People can watch it months ahead of time. They can watch it months after it's already been out, because it's more like a topic driven content, and it's focusing about, we pick different topics, very hot, very spicy, sometimes about women, sometimes about dating, sometimes about relationship, sometimes
So,
about women getting better, building their minds, things like that.
so it's basically the main concept is a women empowerment show, because when you said women building their minds, and you are just the driving force behind it, and I am just fascinated by this project myself,
Thank
because
you.
you started following us on Twitter, and I just picked up on Women for Wheels because I want to turn around and help those who are just starting out.
Yeah.
And so, where can people go and assist if they feel a need?
Yes, of course. When we realize the interview for the people that are not in Florida, we basically do it on Google Hangouts, and we record it right there, and it goes live, but then we unpublish it, because we just need the video for the edited version of the show. As you can see, you won't find any videos yet on YouTube, because the interviews that we do to people have to go first to the show that goes to the television network, and then it can be picked up into pieces and published on Vimeo or YouTube. um, we started following you, and we try to follow people that have the same likes and the same purpose that we have. They might have another type of purpose, but with the same foundation. For example, we're trying to be humorous about things, and we're trying to talk about late night topics, but that doesn't mean that we don't want to follow women that have something important to say, that have a message, that have something to teach. Because if you go to the blog, for example, we have an amazing artist that writes about art. We have a beauty stylist that writes about hair, And like that, we have a couple of people that write about different things that are not basically related with the weekly television concept, because it's more of controversial or topics that nobody wants to talk about because they,
Exactly.
they, they feel a little
Exactly.
shy, and we want to make it safe for them and light, so they can just come in and they don't need to say their name and last name. They can say their names and ask questions and share experiences, and it should be fun. It should be like a pajama party.
Oh,
I don't know if you
yeah,
enjoy
yeah,
those, but those are so
yeah.
cool.
Having a cup of coffee with a friend and just opening up on anything and everything. And I love the concept, and I want to get behind the concept. Now, that being said, do you need funding for? Do you need funding? How is someone supposed to, if they want to help you? How can they?
Well, right now we are not looking for funding yet because um, we have to talk to the network and see what kind of funding they want to give to the project, since it would be on their network. And then depending on what they say, I'm getting the last edit version, I think, at the end of this week. And I already have previously spoken to a couple of networks. As soon as I have something in my hands, I'm going to come to them. And after that, we were thinking about creating an Indiegogo account, basically to get crowdfunding and
So
put.
basically, you want it cloud sourced.
Well, it can be any type of funding. It can be any type of funding. We're trying to set up the platform so whenever we do start reaching out for funding, we have an audience, or we have a platform website where we're going to be able to display all our sponsors. So that is why you see that we are very active on Twitter and on Facebook, because we're basically trying to build the
Build the audience before you ask them to help you.
yeah.
And that being said, women with wisdom would be honored to reach out to our network and help you, because I love this concept, and I know it's hard for you uh, as a non American to understand our culture. So I think if you got us behind you, I think that would be brilliant. And I have networks in Florida, I have networks all over the place. So let me know what I can do to assist.
Yes, of course. As soon as we have the edited version, we're going to post it online on a private link, and we're going to invite just the critics. We're going to invite the major, um, you know, people that might be part of the production as associate producers, or they might be part of the production as executive people. So all those people are going to be invited first to watch the show and give their feedback, and basically before the show comes out, either tell me how they're going to help, how they want to participate, if they want to sponsor, if they want a product placement, and all like that. This first season that we shot basically with no funding. We took several days to put something together. Once you watch the show, you're gonna see how much production runs behind it, and all because of my crazy ideas. And you're gonna see that I have a lot of dedicated people that came out and helped to put something together so we could start selling the first season. But basically selling the makings of the second season. So we do hope that on the second season we have everybody's getting paid on a monthly basis, and everybody it's getting exposure as well as going live immediately we shoot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, it's a fascinating concept, and that's why I contacted you because I figured this is a fascinating concept, and even though it's based in Florida, I'm sure that everyone could get something out of it.
of course, and
And
you can
so,
be online. You can be part of the show online. Like we're gonna have people with their own segments, and they're gonna be pre-made for when we're shooting the show. We just incorporate it in the show. So
so where could people go and find about about women on wheels?
well, you can go to womenonwheelslive.tv. You can also go to we have a Facebook, a Google Plus, and a Twitter, which are Women on Wheels TV, and we have an Instagram as well with the same name. Then we have a board on Pinterest that is called Women on Wheels Network, and we have a Scoop It. I think it's a board. They make boards too, and it's Women on Wheels Network as well.
So
Uh, yes,
you're you're all over the place, and
we
so
try. It's a little time consuming,
yeah,
but
I'll say.
when we start the second season, there's gonna be somebody dedicated for social media with a budget and everything. They're gonna be paid for that, and we we also have a Spreaker account where we actually have the radio shows already posted. The radio shows have no commercials right now, so it's basically a topic, and we take a little music break, and then we come back to the topic. So when people they can listen from their phone from Spreaker app, or they can go online and go to Spreaker.com, and then they look for Women on Wheels, and they will find the radio show there. I think it's either Women on Wheels or Women on Wheels Radio. I think I gotta change the name to Radio because there is a Women on Wheels already for a trademark, which is women on bikes, and it's a beautiful thing too. But
Exactly. Well,
yeah,
I appreciate the time, and I wish you the best of the luck.
thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
we're starting our interview season in January, and I hope I can count on you as one of the guests.
You will. You
Yeah,
will be
and
able to
because
count on me.
I know that you reached out to me, and if you have anybody relevant, we basically want to have relevant guests. This coming second season, we have 24 topics, so we basically need 24 guests. It doesn't have to be, because this is my way of thinking, it doesn't have to be celebrities. What it has to be is women that are successful in what they do. They can be running a business, they can be artists, they can be writers, they can be anything they want. They don't even have to be popular, they just have to have a strong, solid commitment with their craft and their work.
Well, you've got two, you've got two job titles right under your belt doing this interview. I am a self-taught digital artist, and I am also a published author, all with cerebral palsy. So there we go. You got two of them right doing this interview.
Awesome. And I am also contacted some people myself that I respect, and letting them know that I'd rather everybody to be available starting January, February. So when we start shooting, all the online interviews, which are going to be 2 minutes long, 4 minutes long. All the online interviews should be kind of ready. So when we go into the studio to shoot the live version, we already have the interviews there.
Well, as I said, it's a fascinating concept, and I'm here to support the second season. And I appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure being here with you.
Thank you.
Okay.